The story of the little More who knew it was none of business. One day the little More poked his head out from on the ground to see whether the sun had already risen. Then it happened. It looked a little like a sausage, and the worst thing was that it landed right on his head. "How mean!" cried the little More. "Who has done this on my head?" But he was so short-sighted that he couldn't see anyone around. "Did you do this on my head?" he asked the dove, who was flying past. "Me? No, how could I? I do it like this," she answered. And splish, a most white blob landed on the ground right next to the little More. His right leg was splashed with white. "Did you do this on my head?" he asked the horse who was grazing in the pasture. "Me? No, how could I? I do it like this." And flump, plump, 5 big fat horsey apples plopped down within a hair's breadth of the More. He was very impressed. "Did you do this on my head?" he asked the hare. "Me? No, how could I? I do it like this," answered the hare. And rat-a-tat-tat, 15 little loud beans shot past the More's ears. He saved himself with a daring leap. "Did you do this on my head?" he asked the goat, who had been dreaming a little. "Me? No, how could I? I do it like this," she replied. And plippity plop, a pile of toffee-colored little balls tumbled on the grass. The little More found them almost appalling. "Did you do this on my head?" he asked the cow who was chewing the cud. "Me? No, how could I? I do it like this." And Splash, a big brownish green pancake, flopped into the grass just next to the More. He was very relieved that it hadn't been the cow who had done something on his head. "Did you do this on my head?" he asked the pig. "Me? No, how could I? I do it just like this," replied the pig. And plop, splat, a little soft brown pie fell onto the grass. The More had his nose. "Did you do this on my?" he was going to ask again, but as he came closer, he saw only 2 big fat black flies, and they were eating. "At last, someone who will be able to help me," thought the More. "Who did this on my head?" he asked excitedly. came nice and still past the flies. There was a short pause, and then it is clear to us that it was a dog. Finally, the little mole knew who had done the business on his head. Buzzy, the butcher's dog. Quick as a flash, he climbed onto Buzzy's counter and playing a tiny black sausage landed right on top of the dog's head. Satisfied, at last the little mole disappeared happily into his hole on the ground. The end. Thank you for watching.